How you doing?
What's up, Shalonda?
Everybody tapping in.
We're just getting on.
But my girl, she's a therapist as well, but she does sipping paints and does a lot of art stuff. That was she.
Okay.
She was like the first person that I knew that was doing like sipping paints, like way back.
Way back when.
What's up, Breezy? Checking in.
What's going on, y'all? We
One of the model friends.
We,
it's time for us to do another shoot too. We gotta get you out there. You say you ain't modeling, but you ain't say nothing about shooting. Not shooting. So we gotta do something. We gotta do some work together. Get you out of there. Oh man. We just let people come on in. We actually on time today. It's actually 7:30 right now. We actually logged in about 7:28. So it was like we trying to be
more punctual about our stuff.
They said if you're on time, that means you're late. So we
was on time.
We was on time
today. Normally we run late. Y'all see the rainforest in the back?
Hey,
y'all see the rainforest going on back there?
Absolutely.
We done switched it up.
Listen, I got several backgrounds and backdrops. So if anybody follow me, you'll probably see a photo shoot with somebody and it looks like they're in the rainforest. It's this. I make it look like that.
Hey,
look like you're Amazon.
It's all the illusion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel like you're like
it's angles. Yeah, it's all angles. It's all about angles. That's all.
You feel like you're in the jungle right now.
So before we get started, make sure y'all, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're live on Instagram, live on Facebook, live on YouTube as well. Yeah. So if you're on YouTube, make sure you chime in, comment where you at, all that good stuff. Kim talking about she can't believe it.
She can't believe what? That we on time?
That we on time.
Listen, she don't get to say nothing from the couch. You don't get to say nothing.
Our executive director, is on the couch chilling.
Talking about she can't believe we on time. Ain't that some foolery?
Ain't that some bull jump?
Ain't that some foolery?
Some bull jump, like Dion said, some bull jump.
Man, Dion, that's my man. Listen, y'all.
Let's talk about this.
I got my shades. I got my prime shades on. You know what I'm saying?
Post prime.
I'm blocking out the haters. Okay, do not hate. Okay, and I'm sober. I want everybody to know this is not a game.
Right,
this is not a game.
Right.
But the shades. I don't have my Dion shades.
Yeah, we gonna get them. We gonna get them.
But I feel like everybody need to hear this before we get started. I'm gonna play something. You know what I'm saying? In the prime time moment.
About me would make you think that I care about your opinion of me. Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself. You ain't make me,
so you can't break me.
You didn't build me, so you can't kill me.
What?
You know what?
God established me. There's nothing
you can do. I've been a difference maker, a game changer.
Game changer.
So what would change? Not a darn thing.
Not a darn thing.
And you got an opinion of me. I love it, but I don't care.
I don't care.
And I wish the world thought like that. Youngsters, if you're out there right now, do not give a darn what opinion people have.
A darn.
Is not consistent of that of yourself. You be you.
Be you.
Make you feel
that's the hope for the day. That's the message for the day.
Be you.
And the old fools. Not old fools.
Not old fools.
Be you, not old fools.
I'm old school, but I'm not an old fool.
Listen.
I am him, not them.
Not them.
Oh my goodness, y'all! It's a marvelous. It's a marvelous Monday. It's a money making Monday.
I feel like if you don't start your Monday off,
right,
thinking like that,
right?
You know what I'm saying? When you start off with that positive, great mindset, like I don't care about what you're thinking.
We
I don't give a darn. Don't give a darn.
So for all our new folk coming on, again, this is Be About Your Business, the podcast, sponsored in part by Harah Enterprises, DeMar Photography, SNS Transportation, Classy and Motion, Business and Consulting. We got so many sponsors. So if you do want to hold a little sponsor spot, and you know we give out commercials. We do commercials and everything. So if you want your business broadcast on the podcast, let us know. Send us a message. You know, we gonna spotlight you.
Spotlight.
You know, we should do a nice little giveaway. Yeah. We're gonna come up with a giveaway and we're gonna offer a free spot.
Yeah, I think that'll be kind of dope because you think about a lot of businesses can't, you know what I'm saying? You're on the budget.
Yeah, you're on the budget.
Can't always afford that spotlight or to get your business in front of different, you know, different eyes, different viewers.
Different population. You know, some people are here in Charlotte, some people are in Georgia, some people in South Carolina. Orangeburg, shout out.
Orangeburg, the Berg, the 29115, the only city that you know that's got one zip code for the whole city.
Hey, man.
Well, it might have been 29117. State is 29117, man.
It is?
I think.
All I remember was 29115. That's it. It was 803 for the longest. Now, that's the city where I remember when I moved up here to Charlotte like 20 years ago, you know, everybody used the area code 704 with the phone number. But, you know, in Orangeburg, you dialing locally, you just dial the number. No area code. It was just the 7 digits, 534, blah, 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 whatever.
Right. I still remember my mom.
I still remember.
803.
I was about to say it.
9688.
But it was just 534-9688.
Yeah, that's all you had.
That's it.
Time.
Hey, can y'all answer that? Do you have to put in the area code now if you're dialing like to a landline phone? Do you have to put in the area code, or you can still do it?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got
536.
No, I took it back.
534.
Y'all
let me know.
I
y'all
feel like
comment
you
down in the
still. I
comment
think you
section.
still
Anybody
got
in Orangeburg, put that in the comment section. Let us know. I know on the cell phone you do, but I'm talking about like the landline. If you still got a landline phone.
Still got a landline. That's probably you got to find somebody with a landline.
Somebody grandma.
I think my aunt.
Somebody grandma. Somebody auntie. Yeah. That's probably.
Our aunties. I bet you Carrie got one.
And they're gonna check this out here because they probably already sleep at 7:30.
She might be. But she probably got a landline.
Right. So anybody who still got a landline, rotary phone, you know, who still got a cord? Who still got a cord on their phone?
Hey, you take it back. When the cordless phones came out, you couldn't tell us nothing.
Man, you can walk around the house freely. You ain't got to carry that string, that extension on the jack. You ain't got to worry about it being yanked out the wall.
Nothing.
I'm talking to my shorty and somebody just pulled a cord, you know, and it's go, it's just, you know, disconnect my call. So now she done thought I hung up on her.
And you got to call back.
Now
you got to explain that.
She ain't answering the phone. Now it's busy because you ain't got call waiting.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't had
call
waiting.
Y'all remember when call waiting came out, man?
Man, listen. When call waiting first came out, Star 69? What? Those were game changers. And it also mess up some players because you don't call waiting and you remember that Mace video when he was talking to the chicks and he was like, you know, I just said that to get you mad. He was calling the girl the wrong name. Yeah. Got that you get messed up. You get so messed up. Oh, wow. She said my grandma still got a landline. What's up, Craig? Craig checking in from OB.
From the bird.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely, fam. So we always, before we get started on everything, we always do a check-in. You know, we talk to y'all talk to us, y'all talk to each other. That's how we do here on this podcast. You know, where we talk about business, we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about business ownership, we talk about changing the emotional and mental and psychological process of being an entrepreneur, because not everybody can do it.
Right.
Not everybody can do it. So normally at the beginning of each of our episodes, we do a check-in 1 to 10. 10 being the greatest, 1 being the suckers, on how you're doing today. I want everybody that's in the sound of my voice, let me know how y'all feeling today. 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest. You know, and then we check in with each other. So last week you went first. This week
it's your turn.
It's my week to go first.
So what you working with? What you working with?
It's I'm still kind of like on a decent high.
Okay.
From this weekend, natural high, y'all. Not herbal essentials. Not herbal essentials. Say no to drugs. Yeah. You know, stressing my eyes like, say no. But that's not a drug. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got,
anyway,
we're not going to
So I'm about, I'll probably say a good 8.3.
The 0.3.
8.3 today. It's not because it's Monday. It was because, like, again, you get all these phone calls when you're talking business. Because I don't do stuff over the weekend unless it's regarding my photography business. But everything else is Monday through Friday, like Big Red. Like, that's my office hours. So coming back into the office and, you know, addressing certain things and making sure your T's are crossing, your I's are dotted and everything. Like, just having to do all that stuff. It really wasn't a busy day.
Right.
You know, had a great weekend. You know, checked on my fan Real. Of course, he blew it down. Of course.
I didn't even know he wrote that song.
Yeah. Real wrote some hits, and that's really where the money is at. The writing and producing of the song. So Real definitely, shout out to Real for sure. Orangeburg County. You say Orangeburg County because he's originally from Bowman, so you got to say Orangeburg County for him. You know, being able to do that, just chill and kind of watch football and, you know, have some dope photo shoots. So I'm good. I'm at 8.3.
Okay.
And probably by the end of this right here, this podcast, I'll probably be at 8.5, 8.7.
You in this 0.5 and 0.7.
Listen. 3 is my favorite number. So, you know, I'm a little bit different in a sense, in that standpoint. But what's your number?
I'm still at a 9. Like, it wasn't a busy day.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm in my coach prime. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that nobody could do. I already know what my mission is, what I'm supposed to be doing. And so things happen, of course, but those things that happen didn't affect the whole day.
Right.
So I'm gonna go with a 9. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had a great weekend. The weekend was good. I ain't got nothing to complain about. So
again, you guys, make sure y'all comment in the chat.
What y'all numbers
what's your number? Kim said she's at a 7, so I asked her, what can we do to improve that number? So Kim, what can you do to improve that number? I don't know which platform you're on, so I'm gonna look at all of them. What can you do within this moment to be intentional to improve it? Or for some people, that's a good number.
Right,
some
7 might be good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's above average in a sense. And in the terms of Kevin Samuels, he was like 7 is a cop-out number. 7 is that cop-out. It ain't too bad, but it ain't too good. But it's a little bit above average. You know, like, he was like, okay, what you rate yourself 1 to 10? Most people will say a 7.
Oh,
because it's safe.
It's the safe place.
It's a safe number.
So it's not really like you actually are a 7. Yeah. You're not really a 7. So Kim, you're not really a 7. You know what I'm saying? You're something else. You need to be honest and give us an honest number.
Thank you. That's our executive.
Rest in peace.
Right.
Kevin Samuels.
Right. Absolutely. So, you know, before we get started, we definitely want to give introduction to our guests. We got guests coming on today, you guys. Another fellow entrepreneur. You know, definitely did some research on this gentleman as far as his entrepreneurship journey and his business practices. And I'm going to definitely let him dive more into it. So I want to give him the platform, just like we give all of our fellow entrepreneurs that come on this podcast, an avenue and a platform to reach, like you said, another population of people that may not know what they do, to shed some light on that. But also, we're gonna dig a little bit. How did he get there?
Right. That's always important.
Yeah.
People think it's
an overnight success. It ain't no overnight success.
In the world of social media,
right? In
this microwave society,
yeah, for sure.
Everybody think, oh well, you know what I'm saying? You at a 9 today, so you must be good, girl. You know what I'm saying? You making it happen. And behind the scenes, I might have had to cuss 2 people out today.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? My vehicle done broke down. I'm struggling.
You're getting on my nerves. You know,
Like
all
it'd be
that.
so many things,
Right,
but
right, right.
like we always say, you don't let those things, like even if
Mhm.
it's multiple things, affect how you feel for
Right.
the whole day.
Absolutely.
But entrepreneurship is a journey, and that's why that's what we always talking about, that entrepreneurship journey. And so we're gonna talk to him like, how did he get there, like the roadblocks, because we all know we got some.
Absolutely. The haters, what
The
obstacles?
jealousy, the envy.
Oh man.
There's family support. There's friend support. Are you like on this island by yourself?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're on the island by yourself sometime as an entrepreneur? So
Right.
it's gonna
Absolutely.
be good.
So I'm ready to bring him on. What
We
you think,
ready.
sir? You ready?
We ready. We ready.
All right, Mr. Hughes, we got you on. Hey.
What's
going
up?
on?
I am good. How are you?
Great.
Good.
Hey, I can't even tell if that's a virtual background
That's a
or
virtual.
a real one.
I just saw it on somebody. Listen, I just saw it on somebody's Zoom
So
like 2 hours ago.
it's virtual because I didn't make my bed up this morning, so it's virtual.
I love it. Hey, it's dope.
Thank you.
Yeah. How you doing today?
Man, I'm good. I can't complain. No need to. It doesn't help.
Yeah, absolutely. So you was backstage listening in as we was cutting up a little bit, but we did our scale. We checked in with each other as far as our number 1 to 10. What's your number for this evening? Where you at today?
I typically stay between an 8 and a 10.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, doggone it.
I need some of that juice. You got to tell me what the secret is.
Yeah.
You got to bottle it up.
But he's saying consistently between the 8 and the 10.
Right. Like as an entrepreneur, you there you go.
Right.
you gotta bottle that up and resell it.
There you go. Absolutely.
You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? Some people need that. They need a couple points. You know, from
Yeah.
you. Bars come from you a little bit.
Yeah.
Like Miami did yesterday. I was like, Miami put up 70 points on somebody on a football game. Now I was like, they need to be handing out something.
What they doing?
They need to give some to the Panthers. They need to give some to the Panthers.
I did see some of the Panthers games.
No.
The Panthers and the Cowboys is playing like on 2 screens.
Ew, no.
Oh wow.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah,
Jacob.
my bad.
I appreciate that.
You're doing too much.
So again, Jacoby, thanks for definitely jumping on, you know, the podcast, the platform this evening. We definitely want to shed light on your business and your entrepreneurship journey and what you're doing out here. And from what I'm hearing, you know, from our mutual friends and colleagues and things like that, you've been doing your thing for a while, you know, and it's to be commended. So I definitely want to give you your flowers before we even get started. Each and every time we're on the platform, we definitely like to give all of our fellow entrepreneurs, whether you're a woman, man, black, white, whatever the case may be, give you your flowers because it's definitely definitely a test. She's talking about preferably black.
Thank you.
You know, so before we get started, I definitely want to give you an opportunity to kind of, you know, shed light on what is it that you do, you know, your businesses, you know, and let us know, you know, where we can find you and all those things as far as city and state and all that.
Awesome. So I'm in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Currently have 2 active businesses. Right. So one is Hughes Contracting LLC, and the second business is Faith Courier LLC.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so in those businesses, of course, it's Courier services, but is there a specific product or, you know, that you actually deliver logistically, or is it people? Is it products? Like, what is it that you're doing within those businesses?
So with the Hughes Contracting LLC business, I do demolition, I do land clearing, I do residential, I do commercial with that business. With the Faith Courier business, it started with doing box trucks. After about 6 months, after investing in box trucks, I was like, nah, this not it. So got rid of the box trucks, and then got 2 semi trucks from there. So I merged from doing box trucks to pulling containers from the ports out of Savannah and out of the Charleston area. Yeah. So I had one of my business partner, then I had another driver. So they were doing that because the construction side of it is my thing, with a one-man operation. I like it that way because working in general has always been therapeutic for me. And nowadays you run into a lot of people that say, hey, I'm looking for a job. I want to do this and I want to do that. But in actuality, they're just looking for a check. So I can't have something that's therapeutic for me and be aggravated with somebody else that doesn't want to work, that's just simply looking for a check. So I just keep it that way. It works for me.
Mm.
Yes.
That's a good mind, like that's a good spin on it. Cause most people think like, oh, what I'm saying, I get into being an entrepreneur, or I started this business because I feel like I want to work for myself. I want my own schedule, do my own thing, until they
Right.
really get into it and they like, this ish is not what I
But
signed up
actually,
for.
for me, it was a little different because when I was growing up, my late grandfather, Floyd Hughes Sr., had a land clearing business. So I've been operating equipment since the age of 7.
Mm.
Wow.
So I can still remember even when I was in middle school, during that time, I would get out of school at 3:05 and I would actually have him pick me up. I would go to a job site and I would work till like maybe 6 p.m. When I got in middle school. And I never forget, in middle school, my allowance was $234 and like 34 cents like every week.
What?
So
How old are you?
In middle
I'm
school.
I'm I'm 41 now.
Oh man, you was
Man,
rolling.
you was
You
rich.
was balling.
You was rich.
You
You
was
was rich.
balling.
You was
Right.
rich, Nard.
So when I did that, when I got in high school, um, my grandfather bought me a brand new car. And from that point, I was getting out of school, I want to say around 3:05, 3:10. So I would then drive to his work sites. I would say, hey, Grenady, where you working at today? I would drive to his work sites. And then when I got in high school, I was probably up to maybe 400, 475 per week. But it was a challenge because for one, um, I had homework, but I also had to work. I wanted money. I wanted new clothes. I wanted new shoes. And I've been raised to never depend on other people. So I knew he planted that seed within me that, hey, if you can't go out and get it, then who's going to give it to you? So
Right.
that's with me. Um, and that's how I got into doing the land clearing and the demolition side. I even did it in college. So I was attending Benedict College in Columbia. My grandfather got sick in 2000. He passed away January 1st of 2006, and I dropped out of college. My mind was kind of made up like, I've had too much, like the one who instilled everything in me has, just passed away. So I felt as if I had nothing else to really live for.
Right.
So from that point, I ended up moving to Charlotte in 2008, and I worked for Verizon Wireless for 12 years. Left there, and I became an area sales manager for AT&T for 3 months. And even working with communication, it actually taught me how to sell myself,
Right.
how to with people face to face interactions, how to do follow ups and things of that nature. So um, I don't look at the time that I spent with Verizon and AT&T as lost time because it actually prepared me mentally how to deal with people on face to face during face to face interactions.
Right.
So even with that, I knew that I wasn't working in my calling nor my purpose because even though the money was good, I knew that I deserved more. So I man, like I can't really do this. It's fine. I'm getting off work early. The sun is still out, but I deserve so much more. And I felt because I went into doing communication that I'd actually let my grandfather down based on everything that he taught me as a child.
Right.
So I'll never forget it. I was at AT&T. My manager, she was very supportive of my decision. So one day I was just sitting down. I said, you know what? Let me just go and just renew all of my business certifications, register as a disadvantaged business enterprise with the South Carolina Department of Transportation. Um, did all of that, and I said, you know what? There has to be, more in store for me. So when I renewed everything, and I'll never forget the day. I got a telephone call, and the guy said, "Hello, may I speak to Jacobia with Hughes Contracting?" And I said, "Speaking." So, and this is the funny part. So the guy said, "Have you ever did civil engineering?" And I said, "Yeah." I said it with confidence. Had no idea what he was talking about. So I said, yeah, like that. So he said, good. He
Right.
said, well, we found your business, your contact information on the South Carolina Department of Transportation website. And he said, we wanted to offer you a contract. And I said, okay, what is it, that you need? So the guy said, we moving about 33,000 square yards of concrete off of I-95. And I'd already built a house in Charlotte. I was actually 1 month away from closing. So my lender said, if you go from a W-2 to a 1099, we won't be able to close on this house for you.
Wow.
So I knew that I would get back into doing business. And I said, and my realtor then, Mr. Kent Williams out of Charlotte, North Carolina, said, you know what, you can always build another house. So I left Charlotte, and they offered me the contract. But prior to, I had no idea what I was getting into, but I said, damn, like it can't be that hard. So I drove to Atlanta. I'll never forget it. I drove to Atlanta. They were doing a project in Atlanta, and I took my cell phone, recorded like images, and I said, okay, if it's this easy, this is what they're referring to. Hey, I can do it. So came back, got my crew together. I said, hey, I got a contract with DOT, showed them the videos. Hey, this is what we're going to be doing. And they offered me the contract. And that was the first 6-figure project that brought me back to South Carolina. So from there, I knew that's where I wanted to be.
Wow.
Hey, that's what's up though. Government contracting is not as hard as people make it to be. You just have to. Sometimes it's being in the right place at the right time.
Right.
And you have to network.
Huh?
And you have to network.
Networking is huge. Like that's I always say we always talk about that, and even when I do like consultations with business owners, I'm like, you have a goal on how many networking events you're gonna attend, and you have to be really intentional about going to those events.
Correct.
And not just kind of going in and taking business cards and being like, oh, are y'all picking it up? Oh, man.
You hear the cracking, don't you? You hear the cracking.
Right.
I can't.
But this is my thing. Even when I was invited to business symposiums where you go out and you network with other contractors, I always looked at the bigger picture. Like I don't just want to give you my business card and wait for you to call me. I want to say or do something that's going to leave a lasting impression with you. So whenever I do call you, can say, oh, you were the guy that did X, Y, Z. Right. I want to leave a memory so that you know exactly who I'm referring to.
Yeah,
yes.
That's definitely the point. So I wanted to go back to what you talked about at the beginning of your story when you said you were taught not to rely on people.
Even now, like if I'm dating, my grandfather always taught me, son, if you can't do it by yourself, then don't do it. And that was even if you're dating, if you're purchasing a house, if you're buying a car, you always base everything on your income, not yours and someone else.
I believe that part. I always think that you can't like even working is like at the top of my list. Like, once you got all your business going, but in order for you to grow and scale your business, networking is definitely at the top of that list because you want people to talk about you in rooms when you're not even in the room. Like, yo, I know Stephanie, like she does. Yeah. You looking for somebody to transport some people. I know somebody that can do that.
Right.
But I know that means that with networking comes me not necessarily relying on other people, but understanding that it takes a village even to have my business to grow. I can't do it all alone. So I know you still say you do that, but do you think to some extent that you have to rely on people to some extent? Like not necessarily rely on them, but you definitely have to surround yourself with a good circle of people that are gonna say, well, you know what, Jacobia, that don't make no sense. What you doing? Or Jacobia, you did a great job. Like, what's next?
Right.
You gotta, do you think that you have to have that circle of people to encourage, to keep you balanced?
I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to say, when it comes to me, I always treat everyone like family. So there are clients that, I've met, I've done work for. And now if we're talking, you'll probably think we've known each other 20 years. Because I just believe my thing is people don't spend their money with you if they don't like you.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's true.
So that's where I was looking at it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I can be selling an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and you can sell an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and we can work at the same store. But it all boils down to who they like and your personality.
That's true.
Right.
I hardly believe that piece of it. I just want
Right.
to talk about it. I was like, you gotta. I've just learned that circle, like whether it's family, friends, like having that circle of people that can hold you accountable, that
Yes.
can tell you when you're wrong.
Yeah.
Also, kind of give a different perspective or a different look on what it is that you're doing. Sometimes, because sometimes we can get tunnel vision on our idea, and you're like, "This is what we're doing." Listen, that's what I know. This is what we're doing. And then somebody else bring a different perspective, and you're like, "Oh man, I didn't even think. I didn't think about that. Appreciate you."
Right.
That's why I wanted to talk about it, because I think, sometimes we kind of get in our little silo or our little island as entrepreneurs, and then we kind of, when you're going through stuff, if you don't have that circle of people that's gonna come get you from when you're going through stuff, you might want to find a different circle.
Yeah. Yeah. I can agree with that. So when it comes to my family, they're very supportive. When it comes to friends, they're very supportive. And even though I'm well known and I know a lot of people, when I say friends, I say that word very lightly. Um, and the reason why I do is because what people fail to realize is that when you become an entrepreneur and you've created a name for yourself, you have to be
Right.
mindful who do you consider to be a friend, because people will cling to you based on what you have and what they feel that they can actually get from you just by the person you are. And
Right.
I've always been a natural giver. Even with my business, I've adopted children for Christmas that were less fortunate, but that's not something that I advertise because I did it from the heart. I didn't do it for clout or for a Facebook like or share.
Right. Yeah.
When I'm wrong, my friends, they'll tell me that we're wrong, and I may curse them out. They may curse me out. At the end of the day, we'll have a drink, and then we're back talking again like it never happened. It just happens. What I can say is that with my land clearing business, because I'm a one-man operation, typically whatever I say goes. The only time I really get other techniques is if I happen to be a subcontractor for someone else that does the same line of work, and we interact, and I can kind of get their perspective on how they do things. Then I'll come home before I ultimately make a decision. First, always say my prayers first, and then I'll God, if this is the way that you have me to do it, then you show me the sign. And if he shows me the sign, then I'll do it. If there's no sign that comes about, then I stick to the way that I know until that sign that I'm looking for is brought before me.
Right.
That's that obedience.
Right.
That's
Yes.
important.
Yes.
So
To be
one thing that I was go ahead.
You have to be. No, go ahead. You're fine.
No, what I was thinking of over here, because
When he get quiet, he starts. He about to drop some words.
My therapist mind starts.
But that's fine.
But I was thinking just from the perspective of when Stephanie was mentioning, and you mentioned as well, sometimes you have that one track, that tunnel vision, and with having a tunnel vision, oftentimes you can't see on the left or right of you, or even behind you, potential obstacles and barriers that may come as a result of you having that tunnel vision. So I wanted to talk in regards to, from a standpoint of emotional barriers, but also barriers within your business as a result of you being an entrepreneur and being, hey, whatever I say go. I'm tunnel vision. I'm a one-man crew. Like, were there any obstacles that you encountered being that one-man crew?
I haven't. I haven't had any downfalls or really any obstacles when it comes to the land clearing business that I have at all. Um, I can say because typically I network, I do a lot of reading. I watch YouTube a lot. I look at different techniques. Even when I'm not working, if I have, which I do have other friends in the same line of business, I'll even go to their job sites, kind of look at what they're doing, just kind of sit back. Um, and then just kind of take it from there and say, hey, if I were you, I would do this just a little bit different. So a lot of times I can't see it because I'm actually on the equipment, I'm doing all the work. But if I step off the equipment and then you take a step back and then you look at what you're doing, then you see a different perspective. And in most cases, it's a little different than what you actually thought. So it's just like
Right.
giving it a second look.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
The second.
I think that's, but I think that's huge to recognize that
Yes.
you know, okay, because that's like the whole concept of thinking when you're working in your business, it's very tough to work on your business.
Right.
Because a lot of times you're so you're so
Grounded
deep
and deep
in the
yeah.
business and the day-to-day operations of being a one-man, one-woman show, to you like, okay, let me take a step back and look at it from an aerial or
I call it a
helicopter view.
Yes.
And say, okay, I need to, maybe it's something I need to hire somebody for. Maybe it's something that I need to, he looking like I ain't hiring.
I thought about it. I've thought about it. I can honestly say the deeper that I've gotten into my business, I've developed anxiety. I'll say that. And my anxiety actually developed because when you're an entrepreneur, when you're self-employed, there's always something to do. So I take a lot of notes, in my phone. I can be laying in the bed around 8 or 9 o'clock and I can think, did I send that email or I forgot to text that client back, and I'll get up and I'll do it right then. So it's like your mind is just like all over the place. And that's how I developed anxiety. So mine wasn't really from a depressing side of things. It was having multiple things to do when there's only 24 hours in a day and you still have to sleep.
It's only 24 hours. And at some point, we always say this, because I know when I first started with transportation, like
Right.
I was in my business so much. But
Right.
then when I started to learn how to delegate and say, okay, let me hire a virtual assistant to do this. Let me just pay somebody to do this. I was able to look at my business and in a long term and how I could sustain and grow to do other things. Because I transport people, but my whole business concept was not around working or transporting people. Like that was never my goal to have 12, 15 vehicles, like a whole fleet. My goal was what I'm doing right now, is to be able to become an expert, do it, and then kind of back off from being behind the wheel, but then give back in a different way and say, okay, I can teach other entrepreneurs, and hopefully they will not go through some of the pitfalls and the stuff that I had to go through in order to start. So it's different perspectives, I think. I mean, from Damien as the therapist, I know he already gonna say, like, well, as soon as you said something about, as soon as you said that last statement, his mind, I wasn't even looking at him. I could already feel what was going on in his brain when you started talking about you get anxiety when you think about, I may have to outsource this thing, or I may have to delegate this to somebody. And we have that issue with entrepreneurship. As a solo entrepreneur, you like, well, nobody can do it better than me because I'm the one that, I'm the best at it.
Right. And
Right.
you could be, and the thing is, going back to Jacobia's point, is just trying to, the fact that you mentioned that you struggle with anxiety or feeling overwhelmed or feeling that stress of being an entrepreneur, first and foremost, it's normal. Right. So let's normalize that, right? And two, what are some ways that you found it to, ways that you've combated, your anxiety? What are some things that you do on a regular basis, on a daily basis, to kind of keep your head above water? Because as an entrepreneur, that's 24/7. Like you said, at any point in time, you'll remember something that you got to do, and you go do it. But then now that's affecting sleep, which affects your appetite and all these other things, and it also affects your mood. All of those things holistically starts to happen. So we may have the feeling first, and then we have the residual effects in our behavior and how we communicate with people. sometimes we can't wear that mask.
That's
Sometimes
true.
that mask is like off, and it's
Right.
like, yo, like I'm just not having a good day. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not. I call
It's
it not
jacked
being.
up.
I'm not being people proof right now. So, you might catch it on the wrong day. You might
Right.
say the wrong thing because I haven't been, maintaining my own emotional health because of XYZ of being
Right.
an entrepreneur. So just talk about some of the things that you do on a regular basis that help you mitigate some of those things.
Okay. So when it comes to my primary business, Hughes Contracting LLC, when it got to that point, the reason why I got to that point is because if I don't go out and if I don't push my business, or if I don't get if I don't get quotes that I feel that it's what it takes to run my business, then that means I have no income coming in. So if I have no income coming in, that's going to trigger you even more, because you're going to feel in the back of your mind like, hey, I'm giving it 100%. I'm giving it all. Like, it's just the money, it's just not coming in, as fast as you would like. The best advice that I would give anyone that's in a situation like that is, if that's your primary source of income, find you another occupation that you can overshadow, that you can get someone else to do, but of course you can make money off of it too. That way you still have funds coming in from another business while you're occupying your time with your primary business, because if your funds coming in, it's going to be less stressful.
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt.
A lot of times we burn out because we give it so much in the beginning, in the middle, and we always do it, but we don't feel as if we're reaping the benefit in a more timely manner. So we become drained out. And that's when you'll notice that most businesses that are new businesses, they'll be out of business probably within the first 1 to maybe 3 years, because it's like it's not an easy task, and it's not something that anyone say, oh, I just want to be self-employed just because you want to be your own boss. No, if you don't get out and make it happen, you have no income coming in.
Exactly.
That's that passive income.
Listen.
Yeah, and we don't get, and when you're self-employed, you don't get PTO, you don't get sick days, you don't get any kind of days, like, right? None. So, when I got started, I found myself, I was working 6, sometimes 7 days a week, but I had to take a step back, because I said, if I'm a believer in God, why am I going to work on His day when He's the one who makes it all possible? So what I did was, you said preach. So what I did was, I scaled myself back. I paid my tithes and offerings as the word indicated. And then everything else that came after that was pretty much everything I was pouring into. But it was coming back to me because I was being gracious to the Father, whom I sincerely believe in. And I took Him at His word. You pay your tithes and your offerings, respect, honor thy mother, honor thy father. I was doing everything within those 10 commandments and more. And then what that did for me, that from doing that, I was able to scale myself back and realize that, what, I'm trying to do this on my own. But what if I take a step back, take God at His, let Him lead the way, and then let me follow? And what's that going to look like? And then ultimately it made a difference.
Yeah, that's all about that faith. Like, you can't have faith and not work at it. So you can't say, okay, well, God, I want you to bless my business. I'm praying over my business, but you're not listening to the direction that He's giving you. And so if you kind of like over here on your left field, He's gonna be like, well, I ain't tell you to go over there. What you doing? You know what I'm saying?
That's Facebook, and you'll see somebody make a post. Oh, you're gonna get $1 million in your account if you type amen. What is it? Right.
That's that thing that people be like, well, I'm the universe. I be like, listen, over here is Jesus. I don't know nothing about no universe. You know what I'm saying? It's Jesus.
Yes.
But, we're in this society now where you gotta be all inclusive.
That's like, where that universe came from.
We gotta tiptoe because we don't want to offend anyone on their preferences.
Listen. Over here on Facebook, on my page, is Jesus. On this IG, is Jesus. Ain't no universe. Ain't no daggone universe. It's Jesus.
Right.
Like, it's
but
Jesus.
But
just understand that it's Jesus. And
one of the problems that a lot of entrepreneurs have is they haven't scaled their business to know your bottom line costs, what it takes to run your business. So you're just out shooting numbers blindly, hoping that someone says, okay, that's a good price, go ahead and do the job. But when you know what it takes to run your business, and I've had people say, our prices were a little pricey, but ultimately that's fine because it doesn't matter.
It's not your customer. Yeah, that's all
It
it means.
doesn't matter what occupation you in. It doesn't matter what job you do. Your prices will never be affordable for everyone.
Everybody,
Right.
everybody
And
can't be
I try to
everybody.
make it right. And I don't make my prices to the point where people say, oh, it's a little bit too high. Now, I can't say that I've never done it, but I've been in a situation where I would say, okay, well, I can take $200 or $300 off, but I don't do that for everyone because the worst reputation you can have in business is being the cheapest one. And
Yeah,
that
I
ain't
don't
me.
want. I don't listen. I
No.
know I ain't the cheapest.
Right.
If you're the cheapest, that means you're getting lower quality,
Mhm.
and it ain't gonna be right.
Right.
So trust and believe in
Yeah.
an entrepreneur, and we've been entrepreneurs for an extended period of time.
Right.
Like
Right.
the quality in your product is shown and it's
Yeah.
consistent. So
Correct.
I'm only
It's-
going up on my price.
Yeah. Price. Listen. Price. The price,
Is the price.
The price is the price. But
Right.
also, you have to understand too. Even like how you were saying, there's so many business owners that get into being an entrepreneur or owning a business because they feel like it's a fad.
Yeah.
And so I was just talking to somebody earlier today in a consultation, and I was like, well, what's your price? Because in our business, we work with brokers or the middleman. And so I was like, well, what's your price? And so they was like, well, I don't have a price. Well, how the hell, Sam, would you in business and you don't have your own price and your own rates?
Right.
And so when I asked, like, well, what are your, what's your expenses? Like, or what is it that you want to make? Because I know if you say I want to make $10K a month off gate, I can tell you need to make $333 a day. But then how you gonna make that? So you have to understand, like, how you gonna make that. And one income to me,
It's not enough.
It's close to zero.
Yeah.
It's close to zero. And so if you think about, it's not meaning that you have to have a lot of businesses, but what you are an expert at or what you know how to do, you can make money different ways from that. From that one thing. So I may have multiple services, but I have one business. And with that one business, I could be at the mall, I could be sitting here with y'all and still able to make money.
You get that email,
right, because you get that little ching ching on your phone, but you have to understand what the need is. So if I know, like, if you know that there's a need for people to learn how to do a business just like you have, then there's a way to capitalize off of teaching. Education is always going to be the number one service, like, or product, whatever. But education and being able to teach people, especially in our community, you have people that may want to be in construction or contracting. And so being able to do that would be another passive or residual income that you can make, and you can make money in your daggone sleep. It don't matter what you do.
Right. One of the things that has caused me to push myself even more, because what happens is when I'm going to Walmart and when you go shopping, it actually does something to me when we see people that are at retirement age, but they're still being forced to work because they don't have enough income coming in to take care of their household. That bothers me. And I've always said, I never wanted to be that guy that's 60 years old and I have to work because I wasn't able to sustain, my income to the point in right now, even retirement money. I mean, by the time I'm retirement age, it may be 75. But who want to work that long? Who want to work that long? Nobody wants to.
I don't want to work the days.
I'm telling you. So right. So even my grandmother retired and she went back to work. And I called her one day. This was probably about 6 months ago, and I said, Grandma, because I'm real country now, from Orangeburg. I said, Grandma, what you doing? And she said, I'm at work. I said, do you have faith in God? She said, yeah. Why you ask me that? I said, do you believe in me? She said, yeah. She said, you never let me down. I said, good. Go ahead and retire from work, and I'll put you on my payroll. She said, huh? I said, yeah, you heard right. So she retired for the second time, came out of work, So on Fridays, I'll issue a check to her, right? So only thing she does now, she travels, she goes out to eat, she goes to the flea market,
That's
everything that
uh,
I actually want her to do in her age, yeah. But it was a promise that
that's
I made to my grandfather when he was living before he passed away. I told him that that was a promise that I actually made to him that I would take care of her until the end of her time. And
wow.
Yeah, that's a good.
I love that.
That's a
Like,
blessing. That's what's up, though. That's a good thing.
man,
I need one of my kids. That's
that's
if either one of my adult kids on here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need y'all to tap into that. You know what I'm saying?
right, I'm
Retire
trying
your
to.
mama early. Lord have
Yes,
mercy.
yes,
wow.
yes, yes. So I mean, it's been everything. Every business has its challenges. Every day ain't gonna be like Sunday. I don't care what
Right,
type of business you have.
right.
And my thing is, if it comes too easy, then it's not worth having.
Hmm.
Yeah, it take work. It definitely takes work.
So,
You
so
Right.
gotta,
you definitely been dropping some gems and some jewels
Okay.
for a lot of our viewers in regards to just business and sustaining business. And shout out to all my people that's commenting. Maurice on here, and Jamie, and he said the
Yeah.
same thing that we was talking about. You
Yeah.
got to know what your bottom
You gotta
line
know
is.
what that number
So,
is.
but you got to have some type of organization as far as knowing what you want to have. Like you said, whether you forecasting, hey, I want to make 250,000 this year, what
Right.
that'll look like per month, per week, whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
or knowing what your bottom line is.
You gotta
What are
know.
my expenses? You know
I
Right.
what
know
I'm saying?
people that don't know that. I'm trying to tell you.
Like,
I talk to
you
people
gotta know
every day.
one of the two.
You
One
gotta
of the
know
two
what
or
you
both.
want to make.
Right.
But then,
Right.
if you know what you want to make, that's including your expenses
Right.
and you're paying yourself for your time.
Right.
If you
Correct.
know what you want to make, the goal should always be quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. So if I can make $500 a day, but I only need to work for 2 or 3 hours, then that's what you want. Versus if I know I want to make $500, then I got to work 10 to 12 hours a day. I'm going for quality. I'm always going for what's the best way I can figure out how to make multiple streams of income from one business that I know, and how can I monetize? Because and keeping up with what's going on. So even with construction or carrier service, like, you have to understand that technology and AI and all these things are taking over. So how do you know where do you figure out how to monetize when technology has hit all of our industries?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you have AI, you have all these different things. I feel like you got to figure out, because I'm not afraid of AI. Like, I use that thing every day, a couple times a day. But
Right.
you
Right.
have to know,
Right.
okay, if I know that I want to make 10K, 15K, 20K a month, you got to be able to sit down and say, how am I going to make this money with best use of my time that you have, and not work? I ain't trying to work 10 hours a day. I'm not working 10 hours a day. I'm not doing it.
So,
Okay. Okay. So since you said that, when you are an entrepreneur,
Right.
there are days that you're going to work 12 hours. There may be days that you work 14 hours. So when you're wanting to become an entrepreneur, I tell people never set in your mind that you're working 8 to 5 or 9 to 6.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I don't work 12, 14 hours.
Right.
But the way that my mind works, and the way that how I see it is, it's all about your plan for your business. If you have a plan, business plan, whatever kind of plan you want to call it, right? You have a plan. When you start, you got to put in work. You got to hustle, like Rick Ross say. You're going to have to
Right.
grind every day. You got to network. You got to get out. At some point, you want to see where my grinding has paid off.
Yeah.
And when something don't work, if I do something for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 2, 3 weeks, and it's not monetizing, I ain't doing it. I'm going to stop doing it. And I'm going to, pull back the curtain and be like, okay, what am I not doing right here? Or did I put in enough work with marketing? Did I do my part to in turn make a profit from this? And everything that you try to do in your business, you may not turn a profit. Some things it don't work.
Just break even. Break even.
Right.
Right. Right. Right.
And you have to be able to
go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
So as an entrepreneur, you have to be able to remove that part of your ego in a sense, because when you get in that entrepreneurial spirit, you feel like you got this grand idea and the shit's supposed to work and it ain't working. You like, well, I'm gonna make it work, but it's not working. You know, you trying to put a square in a circle and it's not working. So you have to be able to realize and understand it, and you know, think within yourself. Say, you know, like that ego is a big thing. You know, everybody got an
You have a
ego.
lot of people that are not coachable, and when you try to coach them, they get offended very easily. And it's not coaching isn't to offend you, and if it does, then you shouldn't be an entrepreneur if you can't take coaching.
Right. Constructive criticism.
Yeah, you got to be able to take.
You gotta get that.
Because if I'm telling you, it's either from my experience, my first hand, and I tell people sometimes like, yo, I'm telling you, this what I did, this, and this was the outcome. Now I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just telling you this was the outcome when I did it and when I tried it. But like you said, if people are not coachable at any stage, if you're not open to learning and getting corrective criticism from people and not thinking that, okay, I'm at this point in my business, I know everything, or you don't know Jack, you can't talk to me.
Right.
I think you all, I mean, at some point you can learn from everybody. Like you can learn something from everybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. I do. I really do.
Wait, so I'm just still trying to figure out who your people is in Orangeburg.
She said, who your people is.
That's how, where are you from?
No, we from Orangeburg.
We from Orangeburg.
That's why you said, who are your people? So let me see. I don't want to ask how old you are because I was going to try to find a family member that you're probably close to.
I'm 51. I'll be 52 in December.
Do you know Cynthia Johnson? You know Floyd Hughes, Russell Hughes?
Yeah, I know.
Those my uncle. That's my uncle.
So what, you know, when they graduated from OW, they go to OW?
They did. You also do you know John Hughes? So it's Floyd, John.
I know some
Them
Hughes.
names, I know some Hughes. Like that's when I saw your name, I was like, yo, I know.
Do you know Patricia Hughes, Cynthia Hughes?
I know a Cynthia.
Okay, but she married Johnson.
Yo, that's crazy. Like if
Parkway.
I understand. This the thing. If you from Orangeburg, either I know you
somehow.
Right.
Sometimes you can't even date somebody from Orangeburg.
You might be related. Yeah. But we know either I know them.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we're 8 years apart. So then they graduated around
my time.
And then we have our sister that graduated 8 years later. And so
do you know Talisha Glover?
Talisha Glover, yes.
That's my cousin. Okay, that's my cousin. So Talisha's grandmother and my grandmother are sisters. Dalvin Green, Mimi Green.
Yeah,
that's fam.
We know the. Wait a minute, the Greens. Yes.
Yeah,
that's family, right?
Wasn't that Mary? Not. Is it Mary?
Not. Is
Green
that the same
with an E
Mary,
or Green?
Mary Green. I don't know if Mary and Miriam like thing.
But you know Mimi. So Mimi.
That's my cousin that sings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we know. So then you know Travis, our cousin.
They used to have a group together.
Yeah.
So they had the group together called Finesse, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
So Damon just went to see Rel.
So I know Rel because I attend his church in Bowman, South Carolina, because his minister of music used to be my minister of music.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know all of this from down that way.
We're trying to
figure out, because I'm like, yo, who is your people? I know if you from Orangeburg, it ain't it's not too many families that we don't know that's not connected. Yeah. Like
for sure.
Right.
But before we let you go, we definitely gotta give you an opportunity to definitely showcase your businesses, where can they find you, websites, social media, all those different things, because we definitely want to make sure, and of course we'll share it on Facebook and Instagram and all that to make sure people are following what you're doing. You know, you're doing some
You're doing some good things, man.
some great things and things that people don't even think that's needed. Like,
right.
Let me tell you this before I let it go. So outside of the demolition land clearing, the Faith Courier. So my mom passed away August the 20th of last year. So I went and bought me a pontoon boat, and it was for my leisure only, like just me and my family. So one of my friends said, "Listen," he said, "if you put your pontoon boat on line," he said, "people are going to book." And I was like, but sometimes I just don't like to be around people, or like sometimes I just don't want to be bothered. So he told me to put it, and I did that. And believe it or not, that has become a third business because I do pontoon rides almost every weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. We do it heavy up here, Lake Norman, Lake Wiley up here is heavy.
I'll be there at Lake Wiley this coming Saturday.
Listen, it's
heavy.
Here.
It's heavy.
Listen,
I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
But yeah, definitely go ahead and put that stuff up there.
So on Facebook, Hughes, Hughes Contracting LLC is my business name on Facebook. So you can type in because I'm visual, I always put before and after pictures of any project that I've done, at least the ones I can remember anyway. My courier service is Faith Courier LLC. That's on Facebook as well. Okay. And then the pontoon rides that I name after my mom, which is the Gloria, is also on Facebook as well. So it's the Gloria Water Ride.
Okay. I'm definitely putting that in there on Facebook for my.
That's his own. That's his own. That's for himself, not necessarily for nobody else. That's just for him. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody that know me know I'm a water boy. Like I got to be around some water.
Man, it's so peaceful. It's so peaceful. I can't stay off the water every chance I can get. And I'm on there every weekend. I'm going crabbing probably Sunday in the Mount Pleasant area. So I'm always on the water.
Yeah, that's absolutely good. It's very peaceful for sure. Like, listen.
Yeah. So Jacobia, man, we appreciate you
this
coming on.
This is a good conversation.
Great conversation. We can take it all night. We can.
We have to cut ourselves off.
No, we can too. I was like, Kim, I said, well, what I got to talk about? I said, look, tell them to keep it raw now. I said, tell them they ain't got to hold nothing back now. Keep it as raw as possible. So y'all did good. You did real good.
Appreciate it.
Part 2, I want you to dig in a little deeper.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come back on. I think these conversations, like when we talk to entrepreneurs, like we realize like we might have to have a different type of platform or do something different. You know what I'm saying? To bring, because it's good conversation and we could go for hours, but I know people get bored. Like, all right,
yeah, we start talking about business. It was like, well, I ain't in that business, so it really don't. I want to talk about matter. I want the gritty. I want the stuff, the other stuff that we don't want to talk about. That's what I want. Appreciate you definitely. We're definitely gonna have you back on for sure. We definitely gonna have some good conversations
and keep on with them government contractors, man. Because I know because I run across contracts with the state all the time. So now I know what you do. So
awesome.
When I cross, I definitely keep you in mind.
And I'll give you a topic for the next time we come back.
Huh?
And I'll give you a topic so the next time when we come back, so we'll dig a little bit deeper. We're gonna keep it raw.
Oh man!
Listen. Briefly, what it is. I'm gonna just say it, and then I'm gonna just cut it off, and then there'll be a part 2. So, just so people will chime in next time. My friends typically ask me, "How are you a young black gay male, but then you can still deal with people on a corporate level?" That's gonna be next.
Listen,
Lord.
Listen. That was because I tap into all of that. I want to know all that.
Right. We were just
we was like, well, what direction we want to go? Do you want to keep it?
Well, no, I told
the last couple of was kind of open. Huh?
Yeah. I said I'll call Kim and I'll tell her off because I told her, I said, Kim, tell them to keep it raw. I like raw questions. I want to give you raw answers.
It was the last 2 weeks we didn't have guests, so
Okay.
we
Yeah,
really was like kind of we kind of kept, you know, we was all about the relationships. We talked about the husband and the wife at work, the work bays, and so we was like, okay, we cheating, but all of that still is around your entrepreneurship journey. Like if you're a business owner and you're dating somebody or you with somebody and they are not a business owner, then it could cause friction.
It does because they don't understand why you giving so much time to your job. That's your job. You work 8 to 5, 9 to 6. You're gonna get a check if you don't go to work. If I don't go to work, then I'm not gonna get a check.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that was a tough week. So next time we'll go a couple of weeks, but remember now. You remember now. I'm just trying to tell you.
I'm serious. Look, next time I run it, next time I want it raw and raunchy.
Well, he said, "Be about your business podcast after hours."
Right. Right. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
I know
yes.
y'all gonna tune in because you're nasty. You're nasty.
Right.
And then y'all repent on Sunday.
That's how give them what they want.
Who is it, Joe Laverne? I'm sitting here looking at somebody. Who is that?
I don't even know who that is.
Somebody they call our mom and daddy name. Talking about, I'm sitting here looking at Joe and Laverne, my mom and daddy.
Oh wow,
that's crazy.
Absolutely. I don't know
wow.
Hey, tell us who you are. You need to give us a real name. But yeah, we definitely appreciate it. And this coming soon. Definitely get with the executive producer,
and we'll schedule something.
And we gonna put it right back in there. Kim is the executive producer, so she set all this up.
Yeah.
So definitely let her know.
We might have to do it. I feel like that might have to be a face to face. Like we might have to.
I tell you what, if you let me know at least a week or 2 weeks in advance, I will come to Charlotte.
Okay, that'll work.
Hey,
because you know that face to face energy be different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's different.
Right. Yes. What's in that cup?
They ain't paying us for it, so I ain't about to give them no shout out. But it's brown.
It's a little brown. A little the suit, you know what I'm saying? A little evening suit.
Lituations.
Right. You know, right. But I thank you all for the opportunity for me to come on your platform. Hopefully it's not the last time. And next time let's dive a little deeper and give people what they weren't expecting.
Well, if they know you and they know us, I can go left field. They already know.
Look, let's take them all the way in left field and then let's snatch them back to the right.
Oh Lord Jesus, I'm nervous.
I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
All right, have a good night.
All right, have a good one.
Thank you. I'll take care. It's been a pleasure.
All right, have a good one.
All right, bye-bye.
Lord have mercy. Kim gonna have to reschedule. Who's that? Paige?
No, that's a business page.
Oh.
I don't know who the Scrumptious Drinks is.
I don't know. You gotta give us your first name.
It's on my IG, so
it's somebody you know. They talking about Joe and Laverne.
So you gotta be close if you know Curly and you know Vern. You gotta be close to know them names. Man, but that was good conversation. And you know what? The reason why I was saying like, dang, what angle we should go? Cause I didn't know him personally like that, but Kim did, and other people that I know did. And I've interacted as far as like on social media in a sense, so I already know where the conversations to go. So Kim definitely set that up. Y'all don't want to miss that one. That'd be a good one. So if y'all see his name pop up as one of the special guests, you might want to tune in on that one. Cause
I definitely wasn't. I don't know him at all, but it was still. I mean, this was a good conversation. Mm-hmm. But to know how it is for a gay man in those industries, especially the industry that he is in. Yeah.
Well, it's considered like real masculine and, you know, dude walking around. Yeah. it's strong and
Yeah.
lifting and stuff, and you know, all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm always down
That's gonna be a good
to
conversation.
have conversations and understand perspectives.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it may not be my thing, but I'm always willing to.
Oh, that's
understand.
Brittany Miller.
Oh.
Lord have mercy, girl. Girl, sit your little self down somewhere.
She's little.
How old
She
is
about-
Brittany?
Brittany probably about the same age as like
Oh.
between Eb
and Candace?
Yeah, like
You
that.
talking about Joe and Laverne, like, girl?
Like she's so like auntie.
Yeah, like you an auntie or something. Well, now I know.
But yeah, so definitely we're gonna.
I feel like it need to. I feel like I'm just this is off the top of the dome. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it need to be a whole Be About Your podcast, Be About Your Business podcast after hours, like physical event.
Yeah,
like Kim. I feel like
had,
the last
I've
couple
had
of people
before the couch, like we did the
right
live,
and
where you
have
had the conversations,
yeah,
the panelists and all that, and it's just be a live podcast. The same thing they're doing with what's the joint that be on the socials, you guys, where they talking relationships. There's like 5 of them up there, like Ace Metaphor, the dude that always be talking loud and laugh. He just be loud and just in the camera like this.
I think he was the one that came up with those cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the other guy with the glasses. I like
he real smooth
the Malcolm X looking dude.
As soon as he talk, I can listen. Yeah. But the other ones, even the females, like when they start getting real loud, it kind of does something.
Shut it all down.
Yeah.
So definitely look for that. Look for the live podcast coming soon, you guys. When we say we're gonna do something, it's coming.
Because it was who did we have? We had somebody else that was like that we had a really good conversation with that may be open. And what's the girl from Orangeburg? Well, she went to Claflin, and we talked about the business credit.
Oh yeah.
We kind of spun off a little bit, but I think if we include some of our previous guests, that would be a great conversation.
Well, but definitely, you guys look forward to some Tasha. That's what it was, Tasha. Shout out to Tasha. I didn't forget you. I just forgot your name. So
I forgot the name.
I just forgot your name. But definitely look out for some more exciting guests, some more fun and exciting topics. You know what you got going for the rest of the week? Anything popping? Anything? Hey, make sure when y'all comment, if y'all got anything coming up, you know what I'm saying, as entrepreneurs, make sure y'all go ahead and post it on here. Send it to our platform. Shit, I'll share it. It ain't nothing but a share. It costs nothing to share it. So send it to us. DM us. Yeah, absolutely. So do that. Send us your links for your businesses. If you want to be a guest on the podcast, make sure you reach out. Harah Enterprises on Facebook, Instagram, all of those things. We'll get back with you on that as well. We got my guys this week right here. Black Male Therapist of Charlotte. We got a panel discussion. We doing some relationships, and it's this Thursday. It's coming up this Thursday, I think, starting at 6:30.
Yeah, I already got a class at like 6:30.
So if y'all available, come on out, show support, have a good conversation. We talking relationships. That's always a hot topic. Yeah. So make sure you come on out. You'll see your boy out there, putting in my little 2 cents sometimes. Oh man, Nolo Logistics, Jamie down there, Orangeburg representative. We got a lot of logistics going on, so we definitely gonna shout that out. We gonna share that, man, for sure. We want to make sure everybody is prosperous, and whatever we can do to promote your business, man. Let me know. Shoot me a text message. Shoot me a DM. You know how we do, man. It's home time over here, so definitely, he here in Charlotte. He and his wife, well, outside of Charlotte, they're here. Okay. But they're originally from Orangeburg as well.
That's what's up.
So definitely, I'll definitely plug you in there, Jamie, for real.
Yeah, this was good.
Yeah. Hey man, we just here to help, man. We just here to help. Y'all help us. We help y'all. We help each other. That's how we build. Yeah, husband and wife team. There you go.
That's how you do it.
That's how you build, man. Building that generational wealth over there. I see you. I see you over there building that generational wealth, Jamie.
She said she made all natural lemonade in And I do.
Yeah. All right, Brittany, make sure
All
you
right,
forward that
yeah.
stuff, man. We definitely gonna post it and share it and all those good things. Mention y'all, plug y'all in, you know. But anyway, we can help. That's what we do. We be about our business, but we want to make sure you be about yours too. And marketing, is the number one. That's a foundational aspect in business.
Yeah. And that's real. I mean, it costs us nothing.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? To share others,
for sure.
Share businesses, especially for people that look like us.
Mm-hmm.
So
no doubt. All right, you guys. Hey, good show. Good Monday. Y'all get y'all some rest. That's vital to your mental health. Get you some rest. Eat good. Eat healthy. You know.
Work out.
Do something physical. Hey, do some physical. Like exert some energy. If you gotta wait till the kids go to bed to exert some energy and exercise, hey, do that. If you got that significant other, if they watching it too, hey, that's exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it reduces depression and anxiety. Having an orgasm. Hey,
it does.
That's what science says.
Dopamine,
serotonin, endorphins.
We ain't making this up. This is what science says. No,
this is science. So when somebody tell me no, hey, we ain't doing. Hey, this is science. You're helping me mentally by engaging in these acts.
Definitely good exercise.
You know what I'm talking to.
I can't.
Hey, listen, but see, that's what you'll get in the after hours. Yeah, I can't go too far. The kid's still awake right now.
Yeah, he's still PG.
Still PG.
PG.
You know, in the movies, it's PG, but it might drop a little
PG-13,
curse word every now and then. You know, something like that. But for sure, we there. We got y'all. We out of here. We're gonna tap in with y'all next week. Hold on. Next week is a national holiday.
Oh, Lord.
It's a national holiday, you guys. Next Monday is a national holiday. Make sure y'all check y'all calendars. Y'all tell me what day it is.
Oh, Lord.
It's a national holiday. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't know if we'll be here, but it's a holiday for some.
You know, holidays, them holidays be dropping on Mondays. Hey, listen. Y'all might want to check y'all schedule at work and y'all calendars at work and make sure that's not a national holiday, because it's a national holiday in my book.
Oh.
So, hey, it's D-Day.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
it's
Jesus,
D-Day.
I can't. Y'all, it's his birthday next Monday.
You're just going to be doing like this right here all day. You know how they put the 4s up for 7-4 for Charlotte. I'm putting up 2 4s.
I can't.
Dang, I'm getting old, man.
Yeah, that part. How about that?
Hey.
How about that? That's okay.
Hey, when I was in Orangeburg, I ain't know I'll make it that far. Being in Orangeburg, you know. But we here.
We made it.
We doing it. Hey, we gonna holler at y'all though. It might not be next week. Just stay tuned.
Yeah.
We might make it a party on the podcast. We might just make it a party.
We're gonna see how that's gonna go. Peace. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week.
We'll holler at y'all.